We are getting a more in-depth look tonight at that final report released yesterday about the mass graves investigation at Tulsa's Oaklawn Cemetery.
News on 6's Amy Slanchik talked with the archaeologists about what surprised them last summer. Amy?
Well, Craig and Lori, news outlets were not allowed to ask questions at last night's meeting, but leading experts in the investigation did sit down with us virtually today to answer our questions. One thing we have more clarity on now is why scientists only studied 19 of the 34 individuals found last summer. Of course, one reason, which we already knew, is that some individuals were simply just not well enough preserved to study. But some were not even removed from the ground, which raised concerns with the Public Oversight Committee. Scientists say they don't want to unnecessarily disturb burial sites when there is not a sign associated with the massacre. In the words of Dr. Phoebe Stubblefield, quote, "We do not need to keep digging up people's children." They're looking for remains of black men in plain coffins because of information in historical documents. The final report released last night is more than 1,000 pages long and is extremely thorough, providing detail on artifacts found in the dig. Dr. Stubblefield says what surprised her was the lack of clothing she expected to find underground. Dr. Carrie Stackelbeck says what impressed her is one of the coffins was placed on top of a glass bottle fragment with the beginning manufacture date of 1921.
That was really very impressive to me, but the fact that then you have that coffin placed directly on top of that really gives us a pretty good high amount of confidence of the likely date affiliation for that particular grave.
Now, there is no timeline yet for when the team will go back to Oaklawn for more excavation work. But in the meantime, the city is hoping people with any family connections to the massacre will reach out to the DNA company that's analyzing samples of the remains. And we do have contact information for that on our website. Live in Tulsa, Amy Slanchik, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.